Hello, and welcome to another edition of Writing Fighting. So, we're doing Y swords culturally, and we've looked at a 13th century arming sword and a 14th century longsword, maybe a 14th century long arming sword and a 15th century longsword, and now we're going to look at a Japanese katana. So we're just jumping the tracks. And let's be honest, this is modern day repro that I use for cutting. It's not really an exact model of any particular sword. And to be honest, this is an Edo period katana. It is short and heavy. It bears very little resemblance to the 14th and 15th century Japanese swords, but I'm going to use it as an example. I'm going to use this as an example of the culture of all of the various curved swords. So the most obvious two things about this compared to our last two swords is it's curved. It only has one edge. There is no edge on this backbone. And the hilt has a very inefficient guard. So you have to ask, like, why? Why doesn't it have a cross guard? Cross guards really protect your fingers. Why doesn't it have something else? And I'm going to say culturally, because they didn't want to. But most importantly, technologically speaking, this blade represents the kind of blade you can make with Japanese iron. Japanese iron comes mixed with sand. And because the iron is full of sand and full of impurities and has to be made into steel in a very particular way, it's much easier for Japanese smiths to make a single-edged sword.